today we have this 2001 Saturn, and we're going to show you how to blend in within a panel. And as you can tell right here, you have this scratch area all through here, this chip, another chip, and a scratch. And what we're going to be able to do is just be able to iron the rear bumper, and this plastic piece here, take it off and paint it, sand it down, prime it, lock it, paint it, clear it all off the car. By blending within the panel, we can eliminate having to blend into the quarter panel here, being that all the damage is half being in this area. So by being able to take off the rear bumper and blending within the panel, you can therefore get a better paint job, have a better looking clear coat.
Okay.
So what I've gone ahead and done is use the CCC pathways in order to generate an estimate for this vehicle. It gave us basic times and schedules to get the car done, such as paint time and how much time it's going to take to R9 the rear bumper. Okay, so first step for the vehicle is we're going to take off the rear bumper, get all the bracketry and everything we need off. We're going to put it up on the bumper stand and start working on it. Start feathering it down. All the hardware, and as we're taking off the hardware, we're putting them in the bags so we can label them and make it easier on ourselves later, not having to try to find the proper hardware for the vehicle on either side. Then we can wash it, feather edge it, and try to prime it. What we're going to do now is we're going to wash and hit this with wax and grease remover. If you use regular Dawn dish soap or any other sort of dish soap, that works just fine. Your regular automotive car washes do not take off, or designed not to take off the car wax. And if you leave the car wax down there when you start sanding and buffing into this, trying to feather edge it, you can actually get it in underneath the paint and ruin your paint job that you've done on top of it. Use a 320 grit sandpaper on a DA without an inner surface pad. We're going to start sanding this scratch out, or at least attempt to sand the scratch out into the bumper. Like here, you can tell where I've already started, and here was the original scratch. Now typically you want an area 3 to 6 inches bigger than the area you're about to work, and you want your lines about 1/4 inch where you can see bare plastic, some primer, and then the paint, and then the clear itself. Right here I have a 500 grit sandpaper with inner surface pad, and what we're going to do now is we're going to sand all of our areas down past the feather edge area, to give us a nice smooth edge in which we can lay our primer upon on. We won't have any high or low areas. Now what we're going to use is our 800 grit following our 500. The 800 grit is so you can sand down the panel and get it prepped and ready to clear coat and paint. By doing this, it'll help make the panel adhere better. And what areas you can't reach with the 800 grit, you can use the red Scotch Brite pad. Your hard to reach areas such as this little corner here, or the T in the Saturn, or all these little bumpy and high areas, because we're going to have to clear cut the whole entire panel. So now we're going to begin the priming process on this rear bumper we've been working on. And what we've done is we back cast the bumper so we would help eliminate some of the overspray onto the bumper and having the sand onto it. And by backmasking, we've given ourselves a softer edge to work with, so we wouldn't have to sand as much of the edge off and make a cleaner, smoother line on the vehicle. But before you start using before you can lay primer on a plastic piece, you have to put the adhesion preventer on it, on any plastic, so the two surfaces can bond together. And with this, you want to put it on in thin but wet layers, but not too heavy, otherwise it'll be counterproductive, and it can actually make anything you put on it lift off. Okay, now we got our primer mixed up and ready to shoot onto the bumper. And in between, after the adhesion preventer's been sitting for about 5 to 10 minutes, and with the primer, what you want to do is put one coat on, wait between 5 to 10 minutes, then lay another coat, and wait another 5 to 10. You can do this up to 4 coats with the system we're using. Okay, we found the paint color code for this vehicle, which is right here on top of your spare wheelhouse covering, which as you can see here. And it's this number here, which is your base coat, clear coat number combination. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look in our pages and variance books to make sure we got the proper paint code and see if we need any variances. Okay, we've been through our variance book, and this is the color code it gave us. This 5726, which is the PPG paint color code. And we didn't have any variances, which variance would mean a slight blue in the color or slight red in the color. But in our system, and both in the PPG variance color palette, there was no variance colors, so we're going to have to go with one color, but we're going to use a color test palette to make sure we have the proper color and proper shading. Okay, we've gone ahead and primed this bumper in stride, and what we're doing now is using 320 and sanding block out any rough edges and dry areas and blocking those areas out. Then we're going to go back over it with 500 to get the 320 scratches out and get it ready for paint. And also what we're going to do is we're going to hit all these glossy areas that we may have missed during our initial sanding, so we can put fresh clear coat on the whole entire bumper. Okay, today we washed and degreased our bumper cover to get it ready for paint. And as you can tell, I've already put on one coat. And with each additional coat, I'm going to feather out more and more until about the third or fourth coat we start getting into these areas and then the edges, so we can do what's called blending within the panel. And basically what that means is you're going to start like that, and the more you work out, the more you blend into the rear bumper. And we're going to continue that until it matches, or it looks like it matches, and then we're going to clear coat the entire bumper. Okay, what we've done here is we've covered our panel to receive, and we've gotten full hiding. So what we've done is, being that our primer is all covered up now, is we've added what paint we had left over with PBX 500. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to provide a more transitional blend from our new paint into our old paint, because the clear with the new paint mixed together makes a more transparent color. Okay, now we've got the whole bumper repainted and blended into the existing paint. Now we went ahead and tacked it off and let it dry for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now all we're going to do now is hit it with a few coats of clear coat and let it dry. Okay, now we've clear coated it and got it on the car and all back together. Now it's done. Then we return it back to the customer.